Welcome to RiseUpTV.com. My name is Jim Hollinger. I'll be your host today, and we want to get started. And we're going to let you know if you have any issues, just give us a call, and we'll be glad to help you, or hit the chat box up in the top right-hand corner. The video you watched earlier was talking about having problems and what you would do with $100,000. Well, in 1885, New York City had a problem. They were trying to figure out how to put the Statue of Liberty together. Congress couldn't decide on how to fund it. New York City said they couldn't afford it. The state of New York said they couldn't afford it. Other states wanted the project, but the people of New York said, no, we're going to find a way to get the job done. So they put the American experience into their heads and said, what can we do? Let's find a solution. And they found it. It came up with it. Joseph Pulitzer had an idea. He said, I'm going to put an ad in the front page of my newspaper to raise the money, to raise funds. This is the first crowdfunding project that we can look back at and say, this is a great example of a crowdfunding project. They raised $100,000 from 160,000 donors. That means the average donation was less than $1. People were given pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars. They ended up raising the $100,000 and put together the Statue of Liberty. In 1982, 97 years later, President Reagan wanted to raise money to refurbish the statue for the celebration of the centennial. He asked Lee Iacocca to head up the project to raise over $700 million, and they did, and the money is still coming in. Another successful fundraising campaign. Another example of this is President Obama raised more than $500 million in his 2008 campaign to become president. So raising money using crowdfunding is a great example. As a matter of fact, in 2012, President Obama passed a law that said people can use that money to start a business, to fund a need that they have, and that's what's been going on. Statue of Liberty was put up, and the American people once again face a dilemma. And that is that the middle class Americans are vanishing. They're becoming the poor or the very rich, but they are diminishing. And so we've got another solution that's come up with by the American people, and that is to use crowdfunding to do the same thing. But what are the choices? There's over 1,000 different crowdfunding companies out there. And I'm a value shopper, so I check them all out. I'm looking for a good deal. And so what we're going to be talking about is we're going to talk about the different types of fundraising projects. There's fundraising, there's crowdfunding, there's community funding, and there's cooperative pool sharing. The last two are my two of choice, and the reason for that is they're less expensive and they're a whole lot more fun to do. And we're going to talk about why most people fail and what it takes to put together a successful campaign. This is probably the best example of crowdfunding. This guy's become very famous because he had a very successful campaign. But it wasn't because he did it. It was because Evan right down here did it. He put together a team of people that began to do this and to raise money. They wanted to help James get a car. Their goal was to raise $25,000. They ended up raising $349,000 in 1 month. Why? Because they had a plan, they knew what they were doing, they were coaches, and they set out to get the job done. When it comes to crowdfunding projects, what you need to know is they're pretty easy to get started. As a matter of fact, GoFundMe doesn't charge anything to create a project. But later, the fees get pretty hefty, okay? Right here is 5%, 2.9 processing for credit cards, 30 cents per transaction. So the total charges come out to be $39,792. What if I told you could have put a project together for $250? Alexis found out that word of mouth advertising is the most powerful tool that you have. She had a school bill that was due. She grew up in the Bronx, had 3 sisters, and they lived with their mom, and they were looking for a way to, and she wanted to go to college. She found a way to get into college, but she needed to raise $5,000 to pay off her school bill. So her friends kept saying, put together this crowdfunding project. Go ahead and do that. She said, will you guys help me? And they said, yeah, let's do it together. And so they did. And they found out by using social media. She was overwhelmed when she passed her goal, raising $5,000 in the first 27 hours. I went to the dentist this morning, and I talked to the dentist about this, and I asked her if she had a school bill, and she says, "Oh yeah, I got a big one." And I said, "How would you like to get rid of it in just a few months?" She said, "What?" And I said, "I can show you how. I'll send you the information." Alexis got on her website, and I want to read this letter to you. She typed in there, "Today you have all showed me that there's love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless the situation seems. You are all incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue on the road to success." She went on to receive $9,761. The fees for that at 10% is $976. During the year, you can change and update your project as often as you need with our platform. Now, that's very important because Alexis is going to need more money when she gets out of school. What's she going to have to do? She's going to need more funds to go back home or wherever she decides to settle. She's going to have to raise more money for housing. She's probably going to have to live somewhere, go somewhere to move, and furnishings, car. She's going to have to support herself until she finds a job. So being able to raise more money on a continuing project would have been a great help to her. And then if she decided to start a business, she could have funded her business also. So I like our project with our company because it has a whole year to complete your project and can be expanded on. All you need to do is let people know the progress that you made, and then what your next project is and the progress of that, how that is going. Last year, paying off student loans grew 4,017%. That's huge. So if you've got a student loan out there, join the group of people that are doing that, and we'll show you how. What is cooperative fundraising? That's the next thing that I want to talk about. Instead of asking people to give you money to pay off your school bill, all right, to buy a car, to eliminate your debt, what you're going to do instead is you're going to ask people, how can I help you reach your goal? If you need to pay off your mortgage, if you've got an emergency medical bill that you need taken care of, or dental money that you need to raise up, we can help. So it's about helping other people do what they want to do. And so instead of asking them, you share them with the information, and they can become a part of your cooperative pool sharing. Let me ask you a question. Is it more fun to do something by yourself or to do it as a group? I know a lot of times at church we have cooperative projects where people come together to do stuff of service because it's more fun. And we want to share that with you. I was talking to Bob about that. Bob is a retired insurance agent. He's been with Little League for 45 years, helping them, first of all, with coaching and just working with the kids, and then also in their fundraising. And when he found out about this, he said, "How is this going to help me raise funds?" I said, "Well, every year you guys have a fundraiser." And he said, "Yeah, and that's getting harder every year because we don't want to send the kids out there in the streets trying to sell candy." What if you gave something back to the parents? Community funding is giving something back to the community. You can tell parents the best way you can support us is to enroll in our cooperative program. And what we will do is we will give you a project and help you set that project up where you can send your kids to college or meet the physical needs and the extra expenses that you may have if you've got a special child like what they have in as challengers. The challengers need to raise $1 million. And what will happen is as they do this and they tell the parents about this, they're going to want to achieve some goals and some dreams. And other Little Leagues will hear about that, and they're going to say, "Hey, show us how you did that. We'd like to set up a Challenger Little League in our town." And so this thing will spread and expand, and everybody will be helping one another. Now, the idea of a co-op is not new. It's been around for a long time. The early pioneers used it. They would come together, and when somebody moved into the city, the town, needed a house built, they said, "Well, look, we've got 3 houses ahead of you, and what we do is we come together and we'll put together a barn or a house in a week or a day, and we'll help you build yours, but you're going to need to help us help get these first 3 done first." Today, that tradition continues. This is Habitat for Humanity, and if you want to live in a Habitat home, the first thing you have to do is help them build somebody else's house. They want you to know how it's made. They want you to have part ownership in it, and so it's one of the requirements that they have. Then when your home is built, you'll be helping build your own home. So the co-op part of it is a great idea of people, again, working together to get a job done. Mitch is a retired vet, and his project has helped other vets. They have physical needs, mental needs. Some of them just can't even find a decent job today. And so what they're doing is raising money, and they're actually giving the vets money to go find and the kind of work that they can do or something to get them going, and to be able to have and become self-supporting. So that is his project. And here again, working together. He's got some great things going. He's got a promo going with car washes that have TV in it, where they can put ads in the TV telling about the VA program. How does all of this work? What makes it work? Let me show that to you and explain to you how you can achieve your goals and your dreams. First, you have to have one. Do you have an idea? Do you know there's a way for you to get your idea funded and produced? Cooperative sharing. There's two ways to receive money with our Rise Up platform. The first one is people giving you a donation. There is no charge for donations that people give to you. You buy the platform, set it up, it's $250 and it's good for a year. That gives you plenty of time to expand your project. If somebody comes up and they give you $300, they put it in your hand and say, here, I want to help you with your project. You take that money, you put it in your wallet, you put it in your bank, and you use it for your project. Somebody else sends you a card with money in it, you thank them, put it in the bank. If they go to your website and they make a donation, there's a donate button right there. They donate on that button, and the money goes right into your bank. No other fee. Then we have our pool sharing. When the company set this up, the owner said, look, I've got an idea. I want to help people raise money for what they need. And here's how I want to do it. You enroll for $250, and then you're going to need to come up and then have two other projects that you're going to share. You're going to help two other people. That is a requirement to share in the pools. It's because of the legal issues that are involved, and so you've got to do that. So you say, okay, who do I know? I know, hey, Richard, you're getting married. How would you like to take your wife on a fantastic honeymoon for $250? Richard says, you got to be kidding. That'd be great. So you share the project with him. He looks at it and he says, I can do this. What happens is you share this with somebody, and when you do that and they buy a platform, the company's going to pay you $100 commission. They're also going to take another $120 out of that, and they're going to give it to you in a form of pool sharing. They're going to give it back to you in the form of a pool share for future growth. Future growth meaning could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be a month, but it's going to grow for you and multiply. The second thing that you want to do is you want to invite somebody else. Maybe you know somebody that's got a college bill that they need to pay off, or maybe they need to save for college. You can create a project to do that. $120 goes into your wallet. $120 goes into your pool sharing. That money goes into the pool sharing. The company takes that, puts it there, and you've just done something else. You've just met the requirement to share in 10 pools. Watch this. When you've invited 2 people, you are now qualified to reshare in pool sharing. What we do is we share projects with people. We look for people that have a goal. And when Mitch saw this, he said, wait a minute. He said, I got a question for you. If I went to the bridal house and I said to them, how would you guys like to be able to help the bride and the groom pay for their wedding, or take a honeymoon, or use the money for a down payment for a home? And they wanted to do that. They could get paid and maybe even give this to the bride and groom when they bought a project. And they could give this to the bride and groom when they had a project? And the answer is yes. So you join, you get 2 people, and then those 2 people are going to share this with 2 people. Maybe they know somebody that would like to work with missionaries around the world, or they've got a medical expense that they'd like to take care of, or maybe they need a car like James did, and they don't have the media working for them. We can show you how to do that. New car, used car, doesn't matter. You've got a hobby that you'd like to fund. You've got a favorite hobby that you like to raise money so you can practice it. You can do that. Then these people are going to do the same thing. They're going to go out and they're going to share this with 2 people each. So all of a sudden now you've got 8 more people on the team. So whether you're raising money for a ball club or raising money to go on vacation, mine is over here. I'm an internet coach. I've been teaching fundraising since 1976. And now I'm doing it on the internet because the internet is the perfect place to raise the most money the fastest. Maybe you want to remodel your home. I went to a home and garden show, and people were there because they wanted to what? They wanted to make their home better. They wanted to add on a new kitchen, a new bathroom, remodel it. They wanted to put in a swimming pool, landscaping. It didn't matter what they were there for. They're going to need money. A lot of people were there looking because they had dreams, and we were there saying, let's fund those dreams so that you can get the job done. And that's what we did. We showed them how they could do that by helping one another, increasing their donations. I'm going to give you a disclaimer here because I'm going to show you how the money works, how the money flows. The examples I'm going to show you are only examples of how it works. It doesn't work exactly that way because the world isn't perfect. For example, when I first joined, I put 6 people in this in my first week. Mitch brought in 8. But 2 other people I brought in, they didn't do anything yet. Some people need to read all the information. They need to watch all the videos. And I'm going, why do you want to do that? You only need to invite 2 people, and we'll do that on the webinars. You just share this with 10 people. Send out a text message, send out an email, talk to somebody on the phone and say, look, would you do me a favor? Would you watch a 3-minute video and tell me what you think? And when you do that with 10 people, you'll have, like I did, 5 people who say yes, 6 people who say yes, like Mitch did, 8 people who say yes, maybe just 2, but 2 is all you need. But here's how the example works. The first thing I want to share with you, I want to talk about the pool. All right, I know this is not a pool of money. The money's not going to be buried in the water, okay? I just wanted to represent the pool. What you want to do is share this with 2 people. Here's what happens when you do that. This is a recap. You're going to receive $120 a piece, or that's $240 in your wallet. $240 is going to go into pool sharing that the company is going to take and put together for you, starting with the 3rd pool. On the 2nd pool, you're going to help the 2 people you brought in do the same thing. You're going to help them receive $240 and $240 going into their pool. Now, if you invite 2 people and you're doing like I did and like Mitch did, you're going to be filling this pool up here, going to the 3rd level, and that person, you're going to qualify them for pool sharing just because you place people in that group. Incredible plan, great situation. On the 3rd pool, there's 4 people that are going to receive shares. You're going to receive 4 shares of $240 as money comes in, as these teams grow and expand. That's a total of $960. That's why we call this Rise Up. We want to bring people up. We want to help them be successful. On the 4th floor, there's 12 people there. The checks are $480. And as they come in, that's a total of $5,760. That's all you're going to receive on that floor from this method. There's more money to be made here, but this is what I want to show you because we started out talking about what would you do with $100,000, and I want to show you what it's going to take to reach $100,000. On the 5th floor, there's 28 people there. The donation size is $960, and the total receipt will be $26,880. On the 6th floor, there are 60 donations that will come in as these people progress. $1,920 will be your checks, with a total of $115,360. Now, you've already exceeded the money that we started out talking about. but maybe that isn't your number. I'm the one that gave you that number in your mind, but maybe you want to build a new home. Maybe you'd like to build a new home on the lake and you say, I need more money than that. Well, you sure do, but looky here. On the 7th floor, there's 124 donations. Each check would be for $3,840, a total of $476,000. And these checks are going to come to you at different times. They could come in daily, they could come in weekly, they could come in 5 a day. It's because you're going to receive these checks from different floors as people progress. The nice part about this is any amount of money that you need to raise, you can do it. All you need to do is let people know, hey, I've got a project, I can help you with yours. You need to raise $1 million like the Little League, they're going to need to go up here to this next floor and they can meet that goal right there. Maybe you know a church and the church is having a building project and they need to raise $3 million, $5 million, or the church wants to burn their mortgage. Got an idea for you. Instead of the church having a church mortgage burning, why don't you have a mortgage burning for all the members of the church? You say, what are you talking about? Instead of burning just the church mortgage, why don't you burn all the members of your church? Because with this goal here, when you help one another and you fund each other's projects, you're going to be building a team just like this, helping each other accomplish those goals. Because when you do that, you're going to be sharing this with other churches, other people outside the community are going to hear about that and they're going to go, I want to pay my house off. And they're going to want to join that movement just because of that. That's what community co-op sharing is all about. The pool sharing works that way. Rise Up makes its money in 2 ways. The company, when they start out, Sam said, I want to help people make money, and I want to help them in a way that's going to help them make money, and the company will make money because of their success. There are no fees for donations. We've already talked about that. You'll have a donate button on your project page people can donate to, and you already know that the company's paying out $240 out of the $250. They operate on a setup fee of $10. That's what it takes to set your project up to get you started. Whenever Rise Up sends you money from the pool sharing, you're going to get 20% up to $50 for a fee. Now, what that means is if you raise $250 or $10,000 and you get a check for that amount, the fee will be no more than $50. That's each time you get a check. You're going to get a lot of checks, but that's how they make their money. They want to make their money with you being successful. And because there's so many people that we help, then they have the money that they need to run the programming and all the back work. So my question to you is this. Do you know anyone, maybe yourself or a friend, who needs to raise money for any type of dream project? If you do, show them what we can do, share with them how we can help them. You don't need to explain it. All you need to do is send them to the website and say, here, these guys can help you. We've got an early bird special that I want to tell you about and give you an incentive to get the job done fast. We want to reward you for doing what you're going to do anyway. And here's how we do that. You make your first 2 sales. And I have been teaching debt elimination for 14 years. When you make your first 2 sales, I'm going to reward you for doing what you already want to do. But I'm going to give you a debt elimination because as I come and talk to people, the first thing they tell me is, I need to get out of debt. I'm going to show you how you can eliminate 100 of your mortgage payments without refinancing, without increasing your payments, without the money from this, just where you already are. You make 5 sales in your first week, and I'll give you your own personal Rise Up TV channel. That's going to allow you to do presentations, not 4 times a day with us doing them, but you're going to have your own TV station on the internet that's going to allow you to do one-on-one presentations. I want to show you how that works and why you want to do that and what's a good reason and a good purpose for it. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up the website right here. What would you do if you were given one? And I'm going to roll it over here in front here. Make it go full screen. I'm not going to play the video because videos don't show up very well on a webinar, but when you go to the platform, it plays great and you're going to like it. All right. So this is the video that you saw at the beginning. This is our Rise Up TV station. It's going to have it's going to be attached to you. So when people hit the join button, the donation is going to go to you. When they hit the donate button, the donation is going to go to you. If they come down here and when they touch this button and share this with other people, you know what happens? It immediately goes out and gives an invitation to the people that you know. All you have to do is say, share it on my timeline. Or you can share it with a friend and send it out. I want to make it public and I want to post it to Facebook. It's that simple. You can do the same thing with Twitter, Indiegogo, Google+, all of these things. Down here, you're going to want to register them. Remember I told you that I was going to give you a gift, and that would be the Debt Elimination class. Well, here's how you get that. When you go to this page that I've just shared you, that's WeShareFF.com. WeShareFF.com. That's my channel, my TV station. And you go there and you have them enter their name, enter their email, and then you tell them to put your name right here. You're the one that invited them. That's how I know that you've invited 5 people. Then what would you do with $100,000? And you put the answer here. We want to know what your goal is, because when I know what your goal is, I know how to help you. You go through here and you can just play the other videos. You click on this and this plays the video that we just watched on the internet. So you have total control over everything that the person sees, and you can bring it up. You want to give them a testimony, you go down here, you can click on this one, or you can play Dr. Dietrich's. I really like what she did and the job she put together, and I'm not going to play it here, but I just want to show you how this station works. And you can go here, and as you build this, you can have the groups of people that are in your group here. I talk about the bonus software that you can receive. This is the debt elimination one, and then this is an example. This is a live example. 54-year-old person just bought a new house a year ago. They've got 10 different debts. They're going to be paying back $441,000 in interest and payment. Interest is going to be $243,000. We ran the analysis without increasing their payments. All right. They're going to be debt-free in 10 years at age 64. They're only going to pay $71,000 in interest. They're going to save $172,000. I know that sounds amazing. I didn't believe it, but I'll tell you it works that way. And you're going to get our video course. You're going to get the software, everything. And this is the same thing that I've been selling for $350. And you're going to get it absolutely free when you enroll your first 2 people. Well, we'll look forward to seeing your name there. And I'd like to thank you for being with us. You have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the future. If you have any questions, get back with the person that invited you and say, hey, how do I do this? How do I can become a part of the team? Because it's your turn. All you need to do is say, hey, I'm in. How do I get started? And if you say, hey, I don't have the money, we've got some other good news for you, but we'll tell you more about that later. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at the top.